Hi, mystery writers. Wow. I hope you're having a great day today and your writing is going well. And today I want to talk about the key elements you need at the beginning of your mystery to win over your reader. This is especially important for new writers because you need to think about your reader, all right? Your reader is plunging into the unknown. Uh, a new book is full of unknowns for the reader. When a reader starts your mystery, you can help them get involved by giving them the keys to what's going to follow in your story. And your reader will know right away this is the story for them, and that's what you want. Right? They want to know right away. Oh, I like this story. All right. So everything about your story at the beginning is completely unknown to your reader. You need to give them a time, a place, a sleuth to love, a murder to solve. Essentially, you want to get your reader into your story. Uh, for new novelists, getting to the point is throttled often by all the ideas you have in your head and all the things you know about your story. But your main goal at the beginning of the book is to engage your reader and get them to care about your story. So save all those ideas for a little bit later in your story. Once again, everything is an unknown to the reader as they start your mystery, except that they're beginning a mystery. So right away, you want to reassure them that the story you promised feels like the genre they want. It gets your protagonist into the action right away and delivers a dilemma that keeps them reading for more. So let's look at those keys to the beginning to help your reader get into the story. You can include certain mystery trope requirements right at the beginning, and you're giving your reader the basics. So, first of all, where am I? In the first scene, you want to show your reader where the story takes place. Is it a well known big city, a future landscape, a period village? So, ground your reader with a place, let them know where they are. And of course, they want to know, who's my hero? Your reader wants to see your hero sleuth in action right away, not drinking a morning coffee and wondering what she'll do today. Give your sleuth a dilemma and demonstrate a skill she'll use later to solve the main mystery. And you also want to show at least one personality trait for your protagonist sleuth. Your sleuth is the reader's guide to solving the mystery puzzle, and your reader wants to know who they are and whether they want to follow this character on a discovery adventure. And then once again, your reader wants to know, what time is it? Is it today, yesterday, sometime in the future, a long time ago? So, along with a place, let your reader know when your story takes place. If your story takes place in the current time, you don't need to emphasize the time. The surroundings will tell your reader that this is now. But for historical mysteries and futuristic or sci fi mysteries, you need to set the time so your readers don't expect it to be now and come up short when they discover it's not now. Anytime you bring your reader up short, they can put down the book and never open it again. You don't want that to happen. So let them know what time it is right at the beginning. And then readers want to know, where's the action? The beginning is not the place to describe your hero's clothing in minute detail, You want to save those details for later. And you also don't want to go into a long descriptive setting narrative. Yes, your reader wants to know where they are, but you just can hint at that as your protagonist moves through the setting. So give your sleuth a problem. It's not the big solving the murder mystery, but give them a problem. Um, it could be an opponent trying to trip him up, or a neighbor's lost dog, or a burglar in her home, or a street confrontation as he tries to save somebody's life. Just give them a problem right at the beginning, and then your reader's going to know how your sleuth deals with problems, because this is a big deal in a mystery, because solving the mystery is the big problem, and your reader wants to know how your sleuth is going to do it. What are their skills? Um, and whatever your action, bring it front and center right at the beginning. Get get your sleuth doing something. You reader gets to learn about the sleuth and the way they solve problems. Your sleuth may be a fighter or a thinker, but the goal for you right now is to show your sleuth in action. So now your reader has this character to identify with and follow, right? And then another thing is you want to set the tone of your mystery. How does it feel? Your writing tone tells the reader this is the type of story they like to read. All right, right at the beginning, they know this is the type of story I like to read. Is it humorous? Is it noir? Is it traditional? Is it witty dialogue, repartee? Is it action and more action? All of these things work, but the reader wants to know if this is the type of mystery they like to read. All right, so set that tone right away. Reassure your reader that the genre you promised is what's in this story. You introduce your reader to your storytelling skill, and this is really important. This is how they connect with your story and feel that this is just the kind of story they like to read. And so now that we've covered some basics of what you need at the beginning, then there are what I call story stoppers, and these are the things you really want to avoid at the beginning. They are narratives that keep your story from starting off. All right, keep your reader from getting to the important ingredients that make them want to read your story. So, first of all, minimize descriptive details at the beginning. No laundry list of your protagonist's features, and no laundry list of the setting either. Just give them enough to know where they are and who your character is, and get that action going. You can sprinkle all those details in as your story continues. Um, Another thing you want to avoid is a gratuitous hook. And what I mean by that is something that feels exciting or entertaining, but really has nothing to do with the story. It's like a hook that isn't really a hook. And what you're actually doing is setting up your reader for disappointment. So, if you start out wisecracking and then the rest of your story is serious in tone, that doesn't work. Or something that people often do is have a sex scene because, whoa, that's a hook, right? Well, no, it isn't. It's a false promise, actually. So you want to avoid those gratuitous hooks and actually focus on getting your reader engaged with your protagonist and a problem. All right. And then backstory. Of course, your character doesn't enter the story as a blank slate, But leave all the stuff that happened way before, leave that till later. You want to be at least a quarter of the way into your novel before you start telling your reader what happened in the past. Uh, the first job at the beginning of the story is to get your reader involved in the story. All right? So your protagonist thinking or dreaming about what happened before, save it till later. All right, not at the beginning. And then one other thing, and this is a craft thing, and that is adjective or adverb heavy sentences. You want to keep your sentences clear, focused, and leading your reader toward action. All right. So the whole goal of the beginning of your story is taking your reader from the unknown to story excitement. And your story goal at the beginning is to make the reader want to keep reading your story. All right. So giving your reader the basics at the beginning assures them that this is a story they want to read. And the beginning is your promise to deliver a splendid story and then deliver on that promise by writing the rest of your mystery. Okay, I hope that helps. So important to get your reader involved, to go into the story right at the beginning, save all those details for a little bit later, save the backstory for later, and get going with the story, get your reader caring about your protagonist. All right, that's it. Leave your comments below, and I'll see you next week.